About a month ago, I launched a new e-commerce brand on TikTok Shop, and I started it with less than $10,000 all in, and today it's already doing $200 to $400 every single day in sales with a really high profit margin. Now, I've done tens of millions of dollars in sales over the last 7 years. Right now, we are crushing it on multiple TikTok shops, and honestly, it's kind of the craziest thing I've ever seen over the last 7 years of e-commerce. You know, it's never been like this, to go viral, to have such a high profit margin, and really just be this easy to build an e-commerce brand. So in this video, I want to share with you exactly how to build a brand, the 7 most important things you're going to need to know to sell successfully on TikTok Shop. 2,000 likes on this video and I will reveal the name of this brand. I spent a long time working on it. It's going to be sick. It's going to scale really hard. 2,000 likes and I'll reveal the name. So let's jump through these 7 different things. Number 1 is going to be your listing. I'm going to share with you an example of a good listing and a bad listing in a second, but your photos are super important. You don't need any fancy stuff. It's much easier than building a Shopify store, and you don't even need a Shopify store to start selling on TikTok Shop. But great photos, a short and simple description will do the trick. Now, one of the most important pieces of this is actually the name, okay? You could also call it the title. Some people call it that. But what is the name of your product? It's very similar to Amazon, where you see people doing what's called keyword stacking, right? They're really filling it up. It's a long name, looks a little bit weird sometimes, but really hits on all the different ways that the product can give you a benefit. I'll show you that in a second. Now, your price point. How much are you selling this for? Obviously, that's one of the most important things on your listing to determine if somebody is going to buy. Plain and simple. Now, here's a pro tip that you can do to build a listing. This is what we do on all of our new listings for at least the first couple of weeks. We do what's called a flash deal. Okay, so you can have what's called a flash sale. It only lasts for 2 days, but you can do what I call re-up. You can re-up it, just renew it every 2 days. And I always have a flash sale on until I get to a couple hundred orders. It's just the easiest way to make people feel like they're getting a good deal. It's kind of scarce and it's not a big deal. It doesn't hurt the brand in my opinion because people aren't really seeing it long term. So every 2 days you can do that. This will really help. Now, I would also run a 30-day standard discount in the background just in case you forget to renew it after 2 days. It doesn't go all the way up to the full price. Let me show you what that looks like. So if I go over into marketing and I go under promotions, all right, inside of the promotions tab is where you can create all the different discounts, okay? So I can create one over here, and this is what you're gonna wanna do. This is the flash deal, where you can have a super special price, right? Make it a little bit lower than you would normally want. You can create that here. But you're also gonna wanna create a product discount. Now, these can last for up to 30 days. So this is why I recommend you do this. You can go in here, you know, whatever, name, it doesn't matter what it is. You can have this run for 30 days. I do a fixed price at the product level, and I'll usually bring this just above what the flash deal is, and I can have this running while I also have a flash deal. And that makes it easy in case the flash deal doesn't get renewed in time or whatever. You're able to still have a discount that's really similar. So it doesn't go all the way back up from like, you know, $25 to $40. So that's a really good pro tip for you. And honestly, this has helped us get a lot of sales really quickly. Now, here's a good versus bad example of a listing. Honestly, I didn't do a ton of research to find this. There's worse listings, but here's one that is bueno, very good listing, okay? Good photo. White background, it's kind of a PNG file, shows the product really well, shows what it is. Clearly it's one of the little lip pillows, you know, little Zimbabwe over here, but a nootropic pouch, which is very popular right now. So they're kind of building off of that. But let's take a look at the listing itself. First of all, showing that you have a price point option that's low is great. Now, if you don't have a product with multiple price variations, it doesn't matter. But that definitely looks good. It will attract people just because of the low price point. Now let's take a look at the name. Alpha, which is their brand, Mango Nootropic Pouches by Fully Loaded. Calm, focus, memory, and it continues. So see how they're hitting some keywords here. Nootropic pouches, right? They've got the flavor in their mango. They have their name, Alpha, which again, that's not really gonna help their search. But what will help their search is nootropic pouches, and then they put calm, focus, memory, some of those things in there, and it continues on, ... So very basic. Right? Your description is not that important. The description is all the way down below the reviews. Not a lot of people actually read the description of the product. They're just looking at this. So your photos and the title matters a lot. Now let's take a look at one that's no bueno. Okay, my Spanish is no bueno also, but whatever. This right here, weird photo to have as your cover photo, honestly, but it could work. But one of the things that just kind of threw me off, again, this is not that bad of a listing, but Cam Park. Okay, take a look. They put their name here first, which it's not necessarily bad. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but take a look. They like added a space here and a couple extra spaces after and some weird parentheses. They ate up a lot of space there in the beginning, which you might be like, oh, I can still read all of this. Not until you actually click through to the product page. So when it pops up as a one-liner on any video with the product tag, you're just eating up space. Nobody knows what CamPark is. Nobody cares. So you should not have that there. Selfie stick, tripod for smartphone, Bluetooth. Again, this phrase is a little bit weird, but keyword style, kind of like Amazon, it could work. But a little bit of a weird photo, bad name structure. Yeah, basic price point. It's not on a discount or anything. Not a huge deal, but I just think there's ways to optimize that. Now, this could be a new listing. Maybe that's why it's only sold 43. But again, there's just ways to improve, and your cover photo is super important. I'm going to show you in a minute how to run PSA ads. Okay, these are really, really crushing it right now on TikTok Shop, and that's going to be super important with your cover photos. Like this one would probably do well. This one probably wouldn't. All right. So number 2, daily organic content. I'm going to tell you exactly what I tell the people in my coaching group. I do a lot of research every single day on TikTok Shop. I haven't seen a single brand that is doing over $100,000 a month that isn't also posting content organically on their page. I haven't found one. If you ever find one, please send it. Yeah, I'd like to study it. But what I've noticed, all the successful brands, they post regularly. 1, 2, 3, 4 times a day. Sometimes it might be a little less, but I think that kind of goes twofold. Number 1, sure, it can get them organic sales. Okay, forget the sales aspect. But what does that do for the affiliates? When you are having affiliates promote your product, your brand in exchange for a piece of the sales, well, they're not going to want to accept that from a brand that has no content, no followers, no audience. They can't even really see what your product's about. So a lot of affiliates want to actually click through to your page to just get a sense of your product. They want to watch a few videos. It helps get them on board. Plus, if their viewers, when they're making videos, ever want to click through and see who the brand is and the product, well, you want that to look good. So you're kind of hurting your affiliates if you don't do that. And again, the third hidden benefit from that is going to be obviously making a bunch of sales organically, which is very easy to do off your own page. Now, number 3 is really current. So pay attention to this. I'm giving you the juice. Make sure to drop a like again, 2,000 likes, and I will reveal the brand. Live streams. Okay, we got the tap on our shoulder from an insider at TikTok about 2 weeks ago that said, hey, just an FYI, everything that's been happening in China with live streams is coming to the US. Live streams are the biggest thing ever in China, and it sells a lot of product. But TikTok has been promoting live streams a lot, and they're about to do even more of that with special coupons, discount deals. I don't really know exactly what, but I know it's about to be even bigger than what it is right now. And this is huge, okay? So live streams, these are super powerful, and the beautiful thing is they're not correlated to your followers or page performance. So we are now seeing a lot of affiliates who have like 3 videos on their page. They have no content on their TikTok because all they do is live stream 5, 8, 10 hours a day. And some of these people, I will show you, they make a ton of money. Let's go over to a random product, the 15-day gut cleanse, for an example. It's one of the biggest products on TikTok Shop. In the last 7 days, 1.2 million. Last 30 days, 7.5 million in sales. Okay, we're able to see through Calo data, which I'll talk about here in a bit, and the link for this is down below. I can see all their top creators. All the people, like this guy did 420,000 in sales in the last month. Insane. But look at this. 0 of that was off videos. All of it was off lives. That's crazy. You could go to this guy's page and he probably doesn't have a lot of content. Now, this person's obviously flip-flopped, but look at how many more people are all live stream compared to doing anything else. Like this person's almost all lives. So I'm starting to see a big trend where people are going into live streams. And the beautiful thing about Calo data, which we'll talk about in a second a little bit more, is you can see the live streams. I can see recordings of it. I can click on here. I'm able to see their page. Like, watch this. I can see their live stream. They went live for 13 hours and brought in $41,000 in sales. So the commission on that was probably $8,000. Would you sit there for 13 hours on live stream just chatting with people for like $8,000, whatever the profit is? It's a good deal. Now there's a bunch of other people here. Like if we go to this other guy, this is the top one. Okay, 3 hours, 40K, 1 hour for $2,000. Again, like they're generating a lot of sales. So live streams are a big, big thing. Now here's how. Specifics. If you want to go live on your page, you have to add the product before you go live. So when you are hovering over the live stream option before you hit go live, add the product in. Once you are live, pin it. Now this is the big thing. A lot of people think they're filming a YouTube video or someone's watching it. With live stream, it is a constant cycle of new people on board. So you kind of want to keep it moving constantly. Every minute or two, be like, hey, check it out. We got a big sale going on. Answer a question, be like, yeah, everybody loves it. This is our most popular flavor. Check it out right now. Just bring them back to the call to action. That's CTA over and over again because it's new people cycling in and out. So again, Calo data is one of my favorite tools for this. By far the best when it comes to TikTok Shop. I partner with them and have a link below. So you can save 10% on that. But for like $80 a month, you get get this package where you can see everything. This is just a tool I've been using. And inside of a couple of my companies, my e-com brands, we're actually hiring creators to do live streams. We're paying them an hourly base and a commission rate. And we're finding a lot of those people through Calodata. So super helpful tool, check it out. And then one more thing, I'm thinking of doing a dedicated YouTube video on how to find affiliates and get big affiliates on board and actually get them to say yes. So if you want to see that, just leave a comment down below. I might make one of those in the next month or so that just goes through like the most updated strategy, because it's been changing all the time. Like we don't even use any automated outreach bot. Everybody's always talking about that. That's the past. They don't even work that well. So there's new strategies like every 30 days that are changing. So let me know if you want to see a new version of that. Now, number 4, let's build off of your listing, the reviews. Just like how we go up here, they got 36 reviews, which isn't that good for 750 sold, 4.4 star. Your listings matter a lot, okay? It's very similar to Amazon. TikTok Shop is basically Amazon, but with videos. So it can go viral, which is awesome. But this is the launch strategy we do. Same thing on Amazon. Get friends and family to buy it. Anybody you can, have them purchase it through their TikTok account. If they really want it, if they don't want to support or whatever, I just offer. I say, hey, just buy it and send me a screenshot of what you paid. I'll Venmo, I'll Zelle you, I'll Cash App, I'll give you cash. I don't care. I will refund them. They can have the product for free. And then once the package gets marked as delivered, they are then able to go leave a review. So you'll notice a lot of people forget. So make sure to remind them once it gets delivered to leave a review. It would be very appreciated, but that really helps. You really want to try to maintain a 4.5 star rating or higher. Most of mine right now, we have 2 big ones. One's at 4.8 and the other's at 4.7. So those put us in really good standing. Obviously, the more reviews you get, the harder it's going to be for that to go down because it's more diluted. So one other big thing you should do is reply to your reviews. I reply to pretty much all of them, especially the negative ones. When I get a 2-star, a 3-star, a 4-star, I want to confront any issues head on. Some person gave us a 4-star and they said, yeah, the shipping was a little slow. I jumped in, hey, so sorry about that. Feel free to shoot us a message. We'll make it up to you. Ready and hoping they'll change their mind. And I say, yeah, TikTok handles that. They print the shipping labels. Sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. Again, we apologize. So it's kind of out of our hands, but we took responsibility. Like sometimes people change their reviews. Just remember, you can do this through the Seller Center side of the desktop on TikTok to go actually reply. It's not through the app, but careful. You can only do this once. You can only reply to them once, and you can't ever delete your response to a review. So be careful. I see a lot of people jump and they'll get frustrated at someone or kind of slap back at them. I'm like, dude, relax. Calm down, make sure you're being professional about what you're saying because you can't change it. Here are a couple of results from inside of my coaching program recently. Michael has been doing a lot of stuff. He's starting to run ads for other big brands, but he did $1 million in the last 28 days. 600 grand of that was just affiliate revenue through TikTok Shop. Did $1 million in sales in 28 days. Tim is building a really cool brand. The last 7 days doing about $2,000 in sales, super profitable. I have a coaching group, a very small group. I work with a couple people. We work together for 3 to 6 months, very closely. You can check that out, link down below. Answer a couple questions. It'll take you a minute, maybe a minute and a half, and you'll be able to schedule a call. So if you want help with TikTok Shop, you shouldn't be navigating this alone. If you want to see exactly what we're doing, I reveal my brand inside of there. If you want to see what we're doing and work closely with me personally, then go ahead and do that. All right, number 5, fulfillment. This is a really important piece of TikTok Shop, and to be honest, it's screwing a lot of people up. That's why people are getting kicked off the platform. TikTok just tightened up their criteria. They went from 3 days to 2. And this email flew under the radar, okay? You used to have 3 days from when the order came in to be scanned in at USPS. Not I dropped them off in the mailbox like the little parcel drop. No. They have to scan them in. And sometimes when you drop them in there, they don't necessarily scan them in. We've had packages go missing for a week or 2. It creates a problem. So they're trying to get rid of the bad apples. That's what I've noticed. TikTok almost doesn't want beginners on their platform. They don't want drop shippers. So they really tightened it up. But going from 3 to 2, that's a big deal. That means you need to fulfill every single day. But I mentioned this email when I saw it to my coaching group, and most of them didn't catch the email. They missed it because TikTok sends 3 or 4 things about new promotions and campaigns they're doing. It gets kind of spammy. So most people don't see it. But you want to make sure that you are standing in line. If you're fulfilling it yourself, if you're fulfilling orders yourself, stand in line and get them scanned in. As they get to know you, they'll kind of let you cut the line. There's a whole side little window where I can do stuff. And then once you do over 100 orders a day, you can actually have them come pick it up. They'll pick it up from pretty much anywhere if you're doing over 100 orders a day. So that's one thing long-term you can do. You can also create what's called a master label. So they scan one thing instead of every single package. It's another thing as you grow. But you can also use a 3PL. Most people have a 3PL, a third-party logistics center, doing the fulfillment for them. This just can be expensive, and most of them aren't reliable. They can still have issues with getting them out on time. So you've got to make sure you're working with the right person. We have one Only one that's quality that I trust, that we get a big discount through the coaching group, and I recommend that to everybody. So number 6, paid ads. You might know me as the ads guy. I've spent over $10 million on ads, a lot on Facebook, many millions on TikTok. It's kind of where I live because it's data, it's numbers, it's my thing. So as always with ads, the ad is everything. The video, the photo, whatever it is, that is everything. That makes or breaks it, okay? Now, if you want your video to pop off organically, like, hey, I'm grabbing my phone, I'm just gonna post on TikTok, right? If you want that to work, you can't like post a video regularly and then run ads to it immediately, because then you're putting money behind it and it actually kills the free organic reach. So just make sure if you like have a really good video you think might go viral, don't run ads to it right away. See how it does first organically, otherwise you're gonna kill it. Another thing, PSA ads. Again, these are product shopping ads. This uses your listing photo. So even if you don't have a ton of content yet, it can be a really quick, easy way to test, which is awesome. Let me show you. So let's say I'm launching a new thing, product sales over here, new campaign, whatever, we'll go through here. Then up top here under the shop ads type, instead of doing videos, which is what we're normally gonna do, I'm gonna use product shopping ads. So that is where you get to use the listing photos instead. So if you don't have a ton of creatives or stuff that you think would do really well, that's an easy way to start. Run some basic low budget stuff, see how it does. And as for the budget on your ads, you can actually start effectively testing through TikTok shop ads for $20 to $50 a day per ad set, ad group. So it's really easy to do. You don't need a $100, $200 a day budget. Usually if I'm not running ads to TikTok shop, I try to go a little higher. They just favorite that. But on TikTok shop, they're just boosting everything. So you can run lower budget and it works. Also, a pro tip here, isolating videos works. This means I can run a campaign with an ad set and only one video in it. That used to never be the case on TikTok, point blank period. I don't care what anybody tells me. I've spent millions of dollars to test that and back that up of my own freaking money through my Amex account. And I know for a fact that used to not work on TikTok for years. But with TikTok shop now that works. Now that works well on Facebook, isolating stuff and trimming it down to, going from 3 to 2 to 1. That can work on Facebook. It has never worked well on TikTok until recently. So again, it makes it a little easier if you have less content. So that's number 6. Number 7, let's get into it. If you're excited for the last one, drop a like. Again, 2,000 likes. I'll reveal the name of the brand I'm putting a lot of love into that's doing really well. Shop performance score. This is really important. So many people overlook this. This is not drop shipping on Shopify where nothing matters. The customer can wait a month to get their order. You gotta be dialed. You gotta be dialed here with TikTok Shop. Really, you really do. A lot of metrics they track you by. So 4.5 or higher is your target, bare minimum. One thing I want to mention, it doesn't always seem to make sense how this score moves, okay? So just keep that in mind. Don't get frustrated. It moves, and sometimes it doesn't seem correlated to your current metrics. Like you might go down by 0.2, but in reality, your numbers went up. Like your product rating went up, your customer service response time went up. Like all these things, the metrics seem a little bit incongruent, but just let it do its thing. I've noticed it's kind of on a 2-week delay. So just some things to keep in mind. Now, you definitely want to be on point with replying to customers and closing out your support ticket. Again, they're tracking you very closely here. You have only 24 hours to respond to any and all buyer inquiries. Again, it's not like Shopify where people just never respond to customers. So you got to be on top of it. If they reply back, it's opened again. And now you have to respond and close the ticket. So every time you finish saying something, close that ticket. Now, one little fun little tip, I guess, that I haven't really done, but I noticed once. If one person is going back and forth with you, like they ask something, you respond and you close the ticket, they then send a message back that opens the ticket, you say something, close, it's just a cycle. If they keep reopening it and you keep closing it, that actually helps your response rate. If you're like on every hour you're doing that. So just an idea, I haven't done it, but you could have like a friend buy and sit there in the customer service chat. That's an option, but I've had some customers go back and forth and I noticed our numbers went up, so that's cool. They also recently introduced in April the stars next to your shop name. So I believe you need to have done $4,000 in sales in the last 30 days, have a 4.5 per shop performance score and like one other metric, and they will put a star next to your name, which is cool. I think that's just kind of an extra little boost, it's something that like validates you by the platform. So that's really awesome. But yeah, those are the 7 tips. Don't navigate this alone. It gets really complex with TikTok shop. Also, I see a lot of people getting banned because they're not paying attention or they didn't know a certain thing. You got to be on top of it. You got to know what you're doing. This is a very systems oriented business. But once it gets running, it goes crazy. So you can join our group. We do well over $1 million a month inside of there. We got Amazon guys, we got eBay guys, we got people that make their own candy from scratch in their own facility that are crushing it on TikTok shop. We got people all over the place doing supplements and physical products, everything. But yeah, definitely check it out. Again, the coaching group is linked down below. Fill out that application, answer a couple questions, and then you'll be prompted to schedule a call. Make sure you answer those questions book the call and show up. If you don't show up, you will not be able to reschedule, plain and simple. We don't do that. So make sure to do that. We'd love to chat with you soon. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like. If we get 2,000 likes on here, I'll share the name of the brand. Hope you enjoyed this video. There's some resources below.